trying to figure out. And here we are. What is going on, Mr. Andy? How are you?
Hello. I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. What's going on, chat? Welcome to a Thursday night stream. First time I think Andy and I have been live together one-on-one. We were part of the bigger group, so welcome. Andy, chat, Andy.
Hello, chat. It's so nice to meet you.
That's right. Heck yeah. So yeah, how are things going for you today, Andy?
Oh, super good. You know, just watching Bitcoin tank a few $1,000s today, enjoying that. Watching other parts of the portfolio. Yeah. Watching other parts of the portfolio also follow suit.
Yeah.
Because if Bitcoin's doing it, if the cool kid's doing it, why wouldn't all the other positions do it as well?
So when you see a drop like this, do you take full advantage of it and you're like, all right, spool up the USDT, I'm ready to buy? Is that kind of what your mindset with this type of event like today?
Certainly for certain positions that I'm looking to add. For Bitcoin specifically and stuff like that, if it dropped right now, it's at 26,591. If it dropped to 16,000, then yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Just going from like 29 to 26, I'm like, I'm just going to keep dollar cost averaging. I'm going to keep mining. But other things, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be interested to hear. I saw, I guess, and I don't know how legitimate it is, that I guess Tesla had sold off their Bitcoin holdings. And that's kind of what triggered this. I don't know how legitimate that is, but I'll be eager to hear as to why, because I feel like, was it last year or the year before it must have been 2 years ago. Maybe they made that move and Bitcoin was significantly higher than where it is now. So why now would you take such a big loss? You know what I mean?
Paper hands Musk, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they've freaked out before. They bought all the Bitcoin in 2021, and then they freaked out about environmental stuff for dumb reasons, and then they decided to announce publicly, "Oh, we're not going to accept Bitcoin for our cars anymore," and everyone freaked out.
Yeah. Oh, good.
The China mining ban happened. Happened at the almost exact same time, and then we watched it all tank for a little while, and then it slowly built its way up, and then FTX happened, and that's when we saw that market low or whatever. But I don't know. I don't trust Elon as my ambassador of crypto or anything like that. So I don't really care whether Elon has Bitcoin or not.
Yeah. Sorry, I messed up my camera there. I was like, I'm going to adjust my camera. I still got to fix it. It's like totally out of focus here. Hang on. And there we go. Is that better? Yeah.
No.
It like doesn't
it?
want. There we go.
There you go.
I wanted to. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm sitting this much taller than Andy on screen. I'm like up here, so I'm like, let me adjust my camera, and then like, oh god, and now break everything. Never touch anything production wise when you're doing a stream.
Hey,
like just
I
leave it.
I tower over a lot of people in real life, so in digital life, I think it's only fair that other people should be above me from time to time.
Yes, yeah. Andy is a very tall dude, and I am. Yeah, you do. You absolutely tower. I get it, 100%. So cool. Well, guys, welcome chat. Thanks for coming to hang out with us tonight. This is gonna be a very casual stream, just kind of hang out, shoot the shit with Andy, chat a little bit here and there. I did put a poll in chat, just interested to see kind of where everyone's perspective is, and I'm really surprised by it. Is Bitcoin your largest portfolio asset? And 41% said yes, 59% said no. So I'm very surprised. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either. So if you were one of the no's, I'd love to see you guys post in chat and explain the reasoning behind it. Not a wrong answer. I mean, come on, we're all speculative into Bitcoin right now. But yeah, I'd love to know some reasoning behind that, which is pretty cool. So for Andy, those, go ahead.
Before we jump in, I'm gonna guess that it's because they think they can outperform it, and that they can get the gains elsewhere, and that's why it's not the biggest allocation.
Yeah, I have learned very quickly with like crypto, I'd say over the last year, that like don't be committed to a project 100%. Be open-minded to several projects and to different avenues and different investments and stuff like that, because like you never know. One project could be here one day and gone the next. Unfortunately,
have an open relationship with your bags, like smooch around with other bags and see how it goes.
That is a beautiful way to put it. Test the waters a little bit. Yes. So for those of you guys on my channel that don't know who this guy Andy is, let's see how I can do here. Andy is a content creator. He is an investor, an entrepreneur. Let's see, what else could we do? Business owners, I guess at this point. Personality in the space, podcaster. What else we got here, Andy? What else am I missing?
That's a lot of things. That's good. I mean, that's what my business card is going to say from now on.
Yep. That's right. Yes. Real estate mogul. Can we put that one in there?
I own a house. So that is, yes, I'm moguling a single property. I haven't gotten to the real estate game. We have
I'm surprised.
We do have an Airbnb in our backyard, but it's kind of not functioning at the moment, having some plumbing problems. But we've never only just owned one property right now. I'll probably look at it in the future, but I haven't ventured into that world yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised. You guys, Andy has one of my favorite podcasts out there that he hosts, and he has a variety of different guests on within crypto mining, investing, entrepreneur, all these different individuals in the scene. And a lot of them, actually, a lot of the commonalities with them is real estate. It seems like they own, they've found a lot of success in real estate. So that's why when you were like, no, I don't have any, I was like, really? Like, all right, okay.
Well, if you like that angle, you're going to like my episode next week. I interview a good friend of mine. I actually went to his house in Houston. Rob, he has a YouTube channel called Rob Built, has like 250,000 subscribers or so. He started as a DIY channel and then kind of worked his way into the Airbnb world. And now he's got like, I don't know, 35 or 40 properties, makes millions of dollars per year.
Good for him.
Smart dude, but that's gonna be a good episode. Lots of things to glean from that one.
That's like a beautiful segue for a channel to start as DIY, and then transition into Airbnb, because they go hand in hand with like the fact of, hey, figure out how to do things and then apply those directly, to a place of ownership. That's awesome. Very, very cool.
Are you in real estate at all?
I am not. I could say, a single landowner at the current time. There is down the road at some point, I will become one, only from inheriting several of my family members, in my parents and both sides of our family own multiple different locations and homes and rental homes and stuff. So my perspective is I'm not really going to do anything with it now, but down the road have that as an opportunity, which would be great, because then, you know, based off the value, you can sell it or can go ahead and rent it, you know, eventually down the road in life, but not going to bank on it. That's the way I kind of always look at it at this point in time. Cool. So let me go ahead. I am going to play a little something here for you guys. We'll chat about it here in just a minute, so hang tight. All right, so CypherPunk. Are you attending CypherPunk this year?
I bought my plane ticket, so yes.
You are committed. You now are in a relationship with the CypherPunk event. Awesome.
Yes, I am coming. I'm going to see all the Flux people, which will be super fun.
Yeah,
I have no idea what to expect. It's been all a little bit vague of what they're trying to keep it all loosey-goosey, surprises when we get there, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, we had we were chatting with them the other week about it. It was very different because it was very much like chatting with them. I was like, the event will not be it will not be a typical trade vendor show. And it was like, okay, like, all right, then what are we looking at here? And it was like, and I think some of the guys, Jeff Key and Dan, had a good point. It was like, take all the really enjoyable social aspects of a event like Mining Disrupt and pull those into one event individually, and that's kind of what it is. So yeah, I'm really eager to hear. I was chatting with their team yesterday about some panels they want to put together, and really excited about those because they're taking a variety of different people in the space that are attending and putting them on panels about things that I'm really more interested in. At Mining Disrupt, I don't know, you kind of hung out by the stage there a little bit more. Did you find those panels actually interesting?
I was gonna say, I'm sure you would agree with me that the whole panels and speaker thing at Mining Disrupt was not the highlight. No, Mining Disrupt, they took all the sponsors Kitty. And stuff. Yeah, she pops in every once in a while. They just kind of took all the sponsors and said, you know, here's a 10-minute slot, here's a 10-minute slot. And so if you were to sit there, it was just a sales pitch after sales pitch, basically. And it was like, who wants to sit here and watch? And some of them were just sad, as like 4 people in the audience listening to this person talking about their company. I'm like, there's got to be a better way than this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was chatting with the Flux team talking about CypherPunk, and if you guys are interested, I'll have links directly down below for the event. I don't make anything off of them or anything like that. There's a link for the event as well as a discount link if you guys are interested in going. But what interests me a lot is like they talked a lot about like, hey, we want to get a number of people up talking about like home crypto mining and how to get into the scene, and then like crypto and investing and finance on that side. And like, so all these things I kind of pulled at my heartstrings, like, oh, like I'm interested. Like, hey, if you need somebody to go up on, let me know. And so the list was running on it, which is really great. So I'm really eager to see on the panels and who they put together, as well as some of the topics, because they're trying to keep them relatable, which I would say Mining Disrupt was not relatable. Like, not
only just because of the format they did, but also Mining Disrupt, while it was super cool to see a lot of that stuff, there's so much there that is not for home miners. Like, they had multi-million-dollar, you know, crazy like immersion cooling rigs that they brought in on 18-wheelers that cost like 30 grand just to ship. It's like, I mean, it's cool to walk in there and see, but we're not buying one of those anytime soon. Well, we'll see. Maybe next bull run, we'll see. But
you're on it. You're on it, Andy. You're on it.
That's not for us, really. I need to reach out and tell the Flux people I am coming and see if they want me to pop up there on any panels or anything. Otherwise, I'll just hang out and say hi to people.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they're in the early stages based off of it, because like they hit me up. I'll be frank. They hit me up and like, hey, can we put a picture of you up on our website as for our speaker section? And I'm like, whoa, hold the phone. I was like, I'm not doing any speeches here. I'm like, I'm not looking to be a speaker. And then I was like, are you guys talking about panels? I'm like, oh yeah, panels. We want to have you on some panels. I'm like, okay, give me the topics, and then I'll let you know which ones I'd like to be on. I was like, but don't throw me into the ring without telling me what I'm getting into first. I'm
gonna hop up on the main stage and speak. I'm doing an entire talk over how to be someone's friend named Andy.
Oh man, this guy.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, you know, somebody had messaged in chat about the event being streamed too. Like that was one thing about Mining Disrupt. I'm hoping with CypherPunk they actually do go ahead and live stream it. I mean, I think that would be a phenomenal idea. Like, you know, I think that was a big thing that was missing from Mining Disrupt, and there was a huge disconnect there. So I think that makes a lot of sense, which would be really, really cool. Awesome. Yes, it would. Gonna go ahead, guys, here. Do want to go ahead. I did pin a comment on one of the partner companies I'm working with. Crypto Miner Bros is doing a massive giveaway. There's still 2 days left on it. Let me see if I can figure out how the hell to do this. I am still so new to this stuff. I'm like, how does this work? How does this work? All right, cool. I think we're good. Woo, we're good there. So Crypto Miner Bros right here, guys, is running a massive event. It's a 10-day event. We're on the last half of it. They've given away some pretty cool stuff. It's entirely free to go ahead and enter. So I will put this in chat. Feel free to go ahead and jump in and enter it. It looks like what's left is Zcash coins as well as an Ice River KS0. It looks like, unfortunately, Andy, we just missed today's Bitmain Antminer S19 86 terahash unit. So would have been nice to add that to the fleet. But yeah, if you guys are interested, just missed it. Yeah, I mean, there's some better ones in there. I'll be honest, I looked at that list and went, I probably would have enjoyed the Cadena coins there. Maybe the Doge coin. I mean, the hardware is always nice and when it's free, but still.
I think the KSO is a pretty cool one. You can,
yeah.
I mean, is it making what it was making? No, but it's 65 watts. Just plug it in and forget about it for a year.
Yes, that is something I've told people, and I think people are forgetting too. Is like it's 65 watts. We're not talking 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 watt unit. It's 65 watts, and the nice thing about that too is like what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to go ahead and with my KS0s is I'm going to solo mine with them when it's not profitable to run it day to day. Because like, we're not talking Bitcoin solo mining here. We're talking Kaspa. So your opportunities is significantly better. I actually know some people right now that are solo mining with their KS1s and making more money per day than pool mining, which is pretty cool.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I ran the numbers like yesterday or the day before, and at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, a KS0 will still be profitable, still be eking out a few cents a day, even if Kaspa's difficulty 50x's.
Wow.
So they're going to be profitable for the foreseeable future. It just might not be a lot. Might be break-even time might be like a year or 2 years, but they're going to be profitable. At today's price of Kaspa, unless Kaspa drops to like a cent, penny or less.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I hope it does, because I got
you
money ready to jump on that one. Andy wants some cheap Kaspa.
Oh, I know, right? So on that point, let's talk a little bit about my latest addiction, and that is a Discord that you, sir, have invited me to. So why don't you tell a little bit, tell the people at home a little bit about Sleep Money Club here, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, like I've bought more crypto in the last 2 weeks than I ever have before, like ever. Like, tell us a little bit about it.
So if you want someone to be a bad influence on your life and force you to buy just shit coins that you've never heard of, then join my Discord.
Yeah.
So Sleep Money Club, zzmoneyclub.com. We've got a couple members over here in the chat who are in Sleep Money Club. It's a little over a year old now, and it's something I started with my good friend Colin, who goes by Decade Investor on Twitter and YouTube. We started it last year, and it's just a private community of people who are like-minded investor, kind of people who want to build wealth and who are interested in mainly crypto, but also stocks and stock market. And what we have in the club is a bunch of exclusive stuff. that we spend tons and tons of time and money on, which is things like income strategies, passive income strategies. We have tons of guides, like all kinds of airdrop guides. You can get in there and you can just follow our teacher's guides step by step and make thousands of dollars for basically free. We have all the stock option stuff. A lot of us make money selling stock options every month, and we walk you through the whole thing. We have courses in there and stuff. Our stock options team, which is like 45 people out of the community, in total, all of them together made, I think it was $145,000 in profit last month, just in the club.
Jeez, that's impressive. Yeah.
And so we have like deep dive. We have every single month we put out brand new deep dives on crypto projects. A DJ favorite was one we did this month, which was 𝗟𝐬𝐬𝐴I. We have a deep dive on 𝗟, and Caspa and Flux and all kinds of stuff. So it's a bunch.
Do you care if I show them the Discord?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Let me do this here.
Yeah, so basically it's a bunch of guides, courses, alpha, like-minded people all chatting together. Like I share all my spec mining plays before I ever show them on the YouTube channel and stuff like that. So there's just all kinds of cool stuff, and we're adding more stuff every single month. But mainly, the big reason why you want to join is because we got a bunch of just super cool people in there who are all interested in this stuff, and they want to find all the cool projects and stuff before they pop off, etc. So yes, the courses section, we're adding new courses all the time and stuff like that. We have some great beginners guides on mining and stuff, which probably nobody watching your channel cares that much about, because they're all like expert miners.
No, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, no, this has been really cool. I mean, for me, I'll be honest, I've been hanging out in the crypto trading way too much. That's why it's become kind of my new addiction there. The crypto trading area, and outside of that, crypto chat has been good for me. But yeah, there is a lot in here. Mining chat is in there as well. A lot on stocks, options, investments. I think it's just, the cool thing is what you guys have done, you and Decade Investor really put together, which this is why I'm talking about it on my channel, because there is value here. Absolutely, is getting like-minded people together. And that's exactly what this is. It's like-minded people that either want to learn or want to share their knowledge on all the areas of kind of crypto investing, finance. It's all kind of shared. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I appreciate the invite, because yes, I have bought more, as I said, more crypto in the last 2 weeks than I have previously. All thanks to this guy right here.
Of course. Yeah. And we have other stuff in there too. Like if you're ever curious about if you like my channel and you like the stuff I'm into in crypto, well, I share everything I buy and sell in real time in the Discord.
That's been nice.
And it is a private Discord. It's a paid Discord, so you have to pay a monthly fee, but we do have a 7-day completely free, risk-free trial. So you can hop in there, try it. If you hate it, you can leave and never pay a dime, and you can even glean information while you do it. Or a lot of people end up sticking around because there's a ton of value there. One of the kind of goals of us in Sleep Money Club, myself and the other teachers in there, is we want, when you spend that money on that first month, we want you to earn that money back as soon as possible. And most people who join earn their monthly fee back plus some very quickly. We have people in there who just a few months ago had $0 in passive income and now have thousands of dollars in passive income. So it's just cool to hang out with people who are interested in building those things and then watch them build it. And then we all share stuff together.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'll put a link in chat if you guys are interested in learning more about it. Please go over and check it out, which is, I think, would be super, super cool. So on that topic, talking about buying crypto and what we've bought recently, this was one of my discussion points for tonight. Chat about that a little bit. So recently, what have you purchased? What comes to mind from what cryptocurrency have you purchased over the last few weeks?
I can tell you a few. I mean, look, and I'll look in Sleep Money Club because I track everything in real time there.
Yeah.
So I've been buying a couple of things that are kind of quick flip trades. Like I bought some X coin, which are trying to ride the hype of Twitter, X, the whole name change and stuff. So I bought some of these things I buy that are quick trades are just like a couple $100 worth. I got some 𝗟𝐸𝐴I, XNA. I bought some NFTs recently that have been doing really well. A good friend of mine created this NFT collection called the Children of Bert.
Whoa,
and and all the art is really unique and really it's got a story behind it, and there's even music for it. It's like he went all in on this project, and just a couple weeks ago, I think the floor price was like $6 to $8 per NFT, and now it's like $45 or something per NFT.
Okay. Wow.
Before that, I bought some Chlore. Before that, I bought some Octaspace. So some stuff like that. I like lots of things that I've been trying to look at lots of things, not only in the AI space, but also in the which I didn't realize this term until 𝗟𝐸 mentioned it to me, which is DePIN.
DePIN. Okay.
It's a decentralized something infrastructure. So it's stuff like Flux or Dynex or Chlore AI or even Hive Mapper or any of these that are adding some kind of infrastructure element, but within the crypto space have some kind of crypto connection, and they have tokens and stuff you get paid or rewarded for doing that kind of infrastructure. And so like Octaspace is another one that's a decentralized compute platform. Same with Chlore AI, but that one's specific to AI. So there's some of these types of plays that I think are going to be big in the next bull run. I've had obviously lots of those already, but I'm just going to add more of those because I think, we have all these centralized, massive services out there, and I think there's going to be an attractiveness to this decentralized, cheaper, spread out, less censorable alternatives in the future. And I'm hoping I own some of those positions.
Yeah, it looks like Joe Cool in chat. Decentralized peer-to-peer infrastructure networks. Thank you, Joe.
Cool. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Yeah, so it's really funny because, like, I'll be honest, my strategy has been very much I mine these coins and I sit on them. And the reason I was so interested in joining Sleep Money Club, other than Andy pushing me to do it, was the fact of like, I need to change that. I need to change that mentality of just like sitting on these things. They're not, I guess the best way to put it is make crypto work for me, make your money work for you. You know what I mean? And that's really been my incentive there. And that's been good. So I have never before ended up being like, all right, let me go transfer and get a boatload of USDT and then have it readily available and start to look and decide on things to purchase. And now I'm on multiple exchanges. I got USDT ready to go. And I've purchased in the last week and a half, and I've been doing my purchases in $500 increments. So I spent about $2,500 in the last 2 weeks. Chlore, Octaspace, 𝗟𝐸, when it dipped, nice. 𝗟Ø AI, and XRP. XRP was my choice. You talked a lot about some of those there. And then XRP was the one just because of all the traction more recently with XRP and all the talk of it. I'm like, okay, if there's a balloon, a pop, a bubble, I'd love to just take some profits from that. But it's very different for me because it's like, I'm not buying these and being like, I'm going to sit on this for 3 years. It's like, no. I'm not playing the long game here. I'm going to buy it, look for an opportunity to sell it and take profits, which is so different from like where I was a year ago.
You will never regret taking profit. I mean, maybe you will regret a little bit if it's like it keeps flying up and you're like, I could have made so much more. But once it all corrects back down to earth, you'll be so glad you took some profit, because most people hold and never take anything, and then it goes to zero or just fails or whatever, and they're like, that's the real regret. But your whole strategy, mine and hold, that is a very good strategy, as long as and maybe this is something that a lot of people already do who watch your channel, or maybe even you do, but as someone who doesn't have the operation you do, or a lot of your viewers have, my small operation, I've always mined and held, but then I also simultaneously made spreadsheets of my holdings and mapped out exactly what I thought reasonable targets were in the future. And
I need to do that.
And I'd map out where I'd sell it, at what level, what price, at what time in the future. And then I just follow that. So I think mine and hold is an awesome strategy. It's made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, it's literally made me tons and tons of money just from picking these things and mining them and holding on to them. But you have to have an execution on the other end, which I think is really important, which we're also learning. I'm not like perfect at it. I'm bad at it sometimes and good at other times. And it's a learning experience. But yeah, that's just one aspect. But then what you're talking about now is a whole different thing. Buy some stuff for the shorter term and flip it and get some profit and stuff. That's cool too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what I've seen in the past, like when I've gained profits here and there, I've rolled it into Bitcoin and just continue to build that Bitcoin wallet, and that's been a nice entryway, into that. Not quite a whole coiner, but we're almost there. This year I have, this year I've really like, I hadn't sold any crypto to fiat at all in 2023. That has been my goal. It's like I'd like to go a year with just stacking, and so I've been able to roll that a lot into Bitcoin. And now that where I'm at now with these, it's like, okay, I feel like I've taken the first step. I've started buying some of these projects and the game plan of short-term game with them. But what you had mentioned there was a really good point. It's like I should be buying them and then having a game plan for it at that moment versus like I'll be honest with you. One of my thoughts was I actually stopped in Sleep Money Club. They had a live stream today. James Pelton, Decade Investor, and same with your friend Andy. And one of the questions I had asked them was, what do you guys look for? Is it a trigger or a pattern or anything? What do you look for to take that opportunity to sell? Because that was what I was struggling with. It was like, okay, what direction do I go? And I think you've made a really good point. It's like map it out when you buy it so that your threshold's set. And then you're just keeping an eye on it. And do you use any programs or any websites that you can set those triggers for an alert or anything like that? So that when you buy it, you can go, okay, when Okta hits X, give me a push notification or something like that.
Yeah, my main portfolio app, Delta Investment Tracker, lets you set custom price alerts and stuff. So I have a bunch set for all that. And then I map it all out just in Google Sheets, Excel.
Okay.
But yeah, most people, they hold the stuff and then they get into a bull run situation and they have no plan whatsoever. And all that they do is they just go by whatever feels right. And 99% of people who just go on their gut feeling or their emotions or what they're thinking at the time, feeling at the time, fail at like capturing any meaningful profit. So you have to do some kind of planning, even if you're totally wrong and you undershoot the targets or whatever. At least you have some kind of map to follow, because if you have nothing, chances are you won't be taking profits anywhere where you want it to be taking profits.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, Gregory in chat has said CoinGecko gives you those notifications, and I've front loaded a lot into CoinGecko. I actually started to look into Delta Investment Tracker previously based off your recommendation, and it's nice because it allows you to sync up to your different wallets. It has a lot of wallets, not all of them, but it has a lot of them. And so it's kind of like, for me, I need to figure out the best way to do it so I can spend the least amount of time managing these sites. Like, that's kind of my goal. Like, I hate to have to be manually doing everything. But that's something I have been doing more recently, is every month on the 13th of every month, don't know why the 13th, I've been updating, I've been using CoinGecko and updating CoinGecko on all of my crypto assets. So I go through every wallet, enter my current status on it so I can see my current portfolio holdings. And then Gregory had said that it does allow notifications. So I may look at that to see, like, hey, notify me when it hits X. We'll have to see. But yeah, that is a part that I've been missing. So thank you, Andy. That part is what I've been missing of the planning ahead. So I think that's really good. So on that note, talking about portfolio standings, let's talk about that with crypto. For you, and I had to go look at mine before this, because I didn't know, what would you say your top 3 crypto portfolio holdings are, from largest to smallest?
Yes, and anytime I give these stats, it's not actually, well, my number 1 is actually my favorite in my long-term hold conviction, but the others sometimes align with what are actually my favorite or my best ones. But it's whenever I give this list, it's just based on value at this exact moment. So right now, my number 1 is Orange Coin Go Up, some Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is like 45% of my portfolio. It's a pretty big chunk. Well, I don't include a lot of my passive plays in this portfolio. So there are some other positions that might be in the top like 5 lists that are not currently listed, but this is the stuff that actually is tracked by Delta. Number 2 is Flux. And number 3 right now is 𝗟𝐸𝐴XA, still holding strong there, followed by Caspa, followed by Block Square. That's my top 5 right now.
Wow, we are super close. I'm not gonna lie. So number 1 is Bitcoin, right around, it's about 43%. Flux is my second, which is really funny. That's where we're going. Now, third, I don't have 𝗟𝐸𝐴XA like you did. Mine is currently Caspa. And that's all been mined. I haven't purchased any Caspa. It's all been mined over the short term here. Then my 4th is Kadena. And I'm actually eyeing up more 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜 to purchase. I don't know. I've always, if you talked to me a year ago, I would have said that 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜 is the silver to Bitcoin's gold, like a year ago. But 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜's been quiet and not really doing much, not much going on. So we'll see. Maybe a huge mistake. And then my last one is, my fifth one is Dogecoin, actually.
Nice.
I am a firm believer, and Dogecoin purely in, I am not playing Dogecoin long term. My goal with Dogecoin and the amount I have within Dogecoin is to play the game of when it pops again, and I think it will. It'll have that play like it did before. Like, love to see Twitter pick it up as a currency on their platform. I don't think it will, but regardless, when it has its moment again, like it did, that is my sell opportunity. You know, but yeah, I thought that was really funny. So the only one really missing there was for you had talked about was 𝗟𝐸𝐽𝐜.
Yeah,
which,
I have.
Yeah,
KDA is on my list, but it's number 12 for me. I've got a little under 10,000 KDA, but it's number 12 on my list. It's dropped a lot since the past year. It used to be higher on the list.
Yep. No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, people in chat, I'd love to hear from you guys. Give us your top 5. Just list them in order. What are your top 5 current crypto portfolio holdings? Love to hear from you guys. It's really funny though, because I didn't hear ETH in there from either of us. I got rid of my ETH a long time ago. I don't know if anyone else is that case. I mean, I still have some. There's some hanging out there. Maybe, I don't know. I think last maybe $600 or $700 worth of ETH here or there, but nothing insane. Are you holding any ETH in your?
Yeah, I have about 5 ETH, but it's outside of my top 10 positions.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think I'm satisfied with that. I might want to get like 10 or something before the market's over. I don't know how I feel about ETH. I'd rather have Bitcoin and a lot of other things than ETH, but yeah, I can't deny it's got staying power. It's still here.
Unfortunately, yep. Yeah, so Joe Cool here. BTC, Flux, Ethereum, DAG. What is DAG?
Constellation.
Oh, okay. And then Presearch is my guess. Is that last one there? Okay.
I've got Constellation and Presearch both in my top 25, I think, positions.
Okay.
No ETC, no Dynex. I have 0 ETC and don't really want any. Dynex, I do. It is very interesting, but the price is still just too hot. I missed all this run up, so I'm going to wait and watch and see if we get this 26,000. I keep pointing over here. I have a Bitcoin ticker on my wall that tells me the price. So I look over here and I say that. I'm going to watch this depress the market a little bit, and then I'm going to just watch. Dynex is on my to-watch list, so I'm watching the price, and hopefully I can get a better entry because it went crazy. It went like $1.27 or something, so I did not want to buy then.
Yeah, it definitely had some correction over the last few days, which is understandable. It's absolutely going to have. But yeah, it's really interesting to see, like, checking out here, Geek of All Trades, Bitcoin Flux, another like top 2. I wonder if these are individuals too, like this commonality, as I'm starting to read through other people here. 𝗏 actually is Flux first versus Bitcoin. I wonder if that is individuals within our communities because we are aware of Flux. Anybody who's like outside of the crypto mining communities and stuff like that may have no Flux, like never even heard of Flux before. But it's interesting to see like a lot of individuals in the chat here talking about Flux as some of their top few. Yeah, some of your top few holdings here. 𝗟𝐸𝐽𝐜, several individuals, 𝗏 Amplifier Gaming, 𝗟𝐸𝐽𝐜 there. Oh, some Doge. There we go. See, good job, Amplifier Gaming.
Doge.
Like-minded individuals.
Some 𝗟𝐸𝐽𝐜 on there. I've got 𝗟𝐸𝐽𝐜. Yeah.
What else we got here? 𝗏𝐸𝐜 coin. That's a newer one. Do you have any holdings in that one? KYLA.
I don't know what 𝗏𝐸𝐜 is.
Yeah, definitely a newer coin that is out there. Let's see what else we have here. There's some XRP. Yep, XRP is in there. So I got a guy talking about XRP. I got a guy who he's a handyman guy, far more than I am. Like when I got bigger projects, I have him over. He does them for me. He only wants to be paid in crypto, and he's a huge XRP fan. Like every time he's here, he talks my ear off about XRP and gives me all the updates and everything. But it's awesome because I love being able to work with people and they're like, no, pay me in crypto. He's like, I don't want any cash. Pay me in crypto. Because he knows like he can just hit me up and be like, I want this crypto and that crypto. So that huge XRP fan, you know. I
have 0 XRP.
Yeah, really? Wow. Okay. I would say XRP is about maybe 5%. I mean, it's definitely down there. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, a lot of really good information here. People posted in chat on their current holdings. Any surprises you see? Any that you're like, whoa?
No, I recognize. I know pretty much everything on this list. There's a few. I mean, there's a lot of like proof of work favorites in here, and a lot of more recent ones. It's Raven. I haven't seen Raven mentioned in a while, but Dakota's got some Raven. I like that. Harry Potter and Pepe coin. Some DJ
I was
action.
looking. Yeah, what was that? I have a TV up here and rotating different websites, and there was some like Harry Potter thing. I don't know what it is. It's some coin. I don't know all the details on it. Like, I was very surprised to see that come up on there. Thank you, Dan Keller, for the $19.99. You missed our chat talking about Flux. We were just chatting. We talked about CypherPunk, and then we were just chatting about our top 5 crypto holdings, and we were talking about a lot of commonality we're finding amongst miners is Bitcoin's #1 and Flux is #2. So thrilled. Have you sold any of your Flux in the last 2 years? I know you have a big bag.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken profits over the years.
Okay.
my bag is basically the same size as it was 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, before the bull run. But yeah,
okay.
I have taken some profits, but I've basically earned it all back.
That's awesome.
Not that I taking profits on it because I don't believe it anymore, but it's just it's been a wonderful passive income source that I can fund other things that I like.
No, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I have not. Right before the end of the year, I sold some all my Ergo holdings. That was like right after when was it? Right after the Ethereum merge or somewhere around that. I can't remember. I mean, it's how they converted it, but yeah, definitely.
I mean, in the peak bull market, I run 12 Stratus nodes or something like that, and then some other smaller ones. They were making like, I don't know, just under 20 grand a month or something like that in rewards. So it's like I can't not take some profits here with prices with this being this crazy. Yeah, Amplifier, parallel asset drop. Number 10 being released. No, a snapshot's happening October 31st.
Really? Okay.
So yeah,
excited.
Open.
You know what?
Mentioning that in Sleep Money Club to get people to get their Flux in their Zelcore ready for that one.
It's really interesting. There's so many people I know who even posted in my Discord that somehow parallel assets came up and they had no clue what they were. And I was like, holy cow, you're missing out on so much Flux. Like, the opportunity to take that snapshot and redeem those. I was like, holy cow. Like, depending on how long you've been mining Flux and how much you have mined really determines what those parallel assets are. That's why, regardless of the market with Flux, I always leave one rig on Flux. One 8-card rig has been on Flux for 2 years. Regardless of what my other rigs do, I just leave it on there.
Yep. Flux, that if it pays you to keep holding, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Because this next snapshot, the reward for the next parallel asset, I believe, is going to be like 4%. So your entire holdings, you will get 4% of that back as a return in whatever. Which I don't think they've announced. Have you announced that yet, Dan?
Come on, Dan, give it to us. Tell us in chat. Just let it loose.
Or just drop it here, Dan. Let us know. Give us some alpha. What's the next parallel asset?
So
the last one was Mac, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. Dan goes, nope. So one thing I was looking at, I was trying to figure out where I heard of this Harry Potter thing, and I'll show you where it had come up because I was super confused. Was on here. Let's go to this view.
Harry Potter, so Obama, right Pac-Man, 8 Inu.
What? Yeah. So look at this. It's up.
Is it ticker XRP?
Look at that. This is what I'm super confused about. Let's take a look here. So, yeah, why is it? I'm very confused. I don't understand. But it's up 71% in the last.
This is the future.
We're missing out. It's like total like meme coin right here. I mean, I really don't get what I'm looking at. I don't understand because like how is
Can
the
you scroll down to the chart and see what like the past 30 days and stuff? And scroll down a little bit lower.
So yep.
Oh,
so
it's only existed for 1 week.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. This is crazy.
Okay.
So yeah, 30-day. Yep, 90-day. Yep, there you go. Yeah. It's literally has like 7 days under its belt. This is like totally one of those meme coins pretty much, but hey, it's up. It's 43%, and yeah, that's where I heard it from. I was like, I swear I heard something about this Harry Potter thing. So yeah, hate to give it attention, but still,
I've heard nothing about this, but it seems like a surefire win. It's like guaranteed to make you rich overnight.
And then sell it the next day. Buy and sell and be done. 100%.
This is not financial advice. Do not listen to me.
Do not listen to YouTubers, is what I say. Like, come on now. That's how I cover my butt. Do not take that advice. All right, so let's look here. Dan was saying in chat there could be
we just
more
got it dropped.
10.
Next parallel asset is Harry Potter coin.
Done.
Harry Potter dash flux. I love it.
That's right. That's right. Yep. Yep.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. So on that, some other thing, thoughts on yours. How has your strategy changed from 2022 to 2023? And when it comes to two parts there, mining or investing in crypto. So I know it's a loaded question and a massive question. So why don't we start with the mining side for you? Because if those of you guys that don't know, Andy, why don't you give us the rundown of what your hardware looks like if they're not familiar with what type of hardware you're running?
I have 16 Bitcoin miners. 10 of them are S19J Pro 104 terahash, and the other ones are vanilla S19 110 terahash units. So I've got 1.7 petahash on Bitcoin. And then I've got two GPU rigs. I'm still rocking 1660 Ti's.
Not a
two
boy.
6-card rigs. They're still such efficient cards. They're so great. Rocking those. I've got two Ice River KSOs that have been chugging along for a month now. I've got a KD Box Pro, which is not profitable anymore. It loses me like a few cents a day. Or
the little black one, right?
Yeah.
It's sitting on my shelf out here. Yeah.
Yeah. I have an iPolo V1 Mini SE Plus. It's the 400 mega hash at 230 watts one, the really efficient one. And that one's on Octa space right now, instead of ETC or anything like that. And then,
are you dual mining that with Zyl?
Yes. And then the last thing is, and now I have at my house, I have a Z15 Pro on Pirate Chain.
So jealous. I'm so jealous.
And then I was still running my my little black miner F1 mini FPGAs, and I was doing those on 𝗟𝗏𝐻. But they actually turned those off for right now because they kind of were not making sense to run at this moment. So that's all my actual mining rigs. I run hotspots and various things. I've got crank hotspots and stuff like that going on now. But actual miners doing a proof of work, I think that's all of them. So not a big operation. It's like a little small home operation. Except for the Bitcoin stuff. That's not.
Yeah, your Bitcoin stuff is hosted. Absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the nice thing is like, it's funny because like forward facing, checking out your YouTube channel, you got some crypto stuff in there, but you're not heavy in mining. Like you're not a heavy, you're not a ton about mining on your channel. Sprinkled in there, here and there. But you do have a significant amount. I mean, even aside from your Bitcoin miners that you have hosted, which is amazing. 16, good for you. Keep it up. That's awesome. Do you have them all in NiceHash?
They're all in NiceHash. Yep. Ever since
you
tipped me off to that. Ever since you tipped me off to that. And it's been returning me a higher percentage every week. So I'm very happy you told me about that, and I switched those over, and I've been happy with my Bitcoin withdrawals each week.
I have my next video coming out on that September 1st. I compare 3 more pools. Via BTC is one in there. Pegapool, which then we found out they're shutting down their operations, so that kind of killed half my test. Very weird, I know.
Such a huge presence at Mining Disrupt and spent who knows how much money and gave away a Bitcoin and all kinds of stuff, and then a few weeks later, it's like, I guess we're done.
2 weeks, 2 weeks maybe. Like, yeah, it was nuts. I mean, based off of the message that they had out there, it was weird because like I saw them there. I had set up to do a video on their pool and the green side of it and how they're getting into that. And then they reached out to me and said, hey, hold off on that. I'm like, okay. And then like 2 days later, my miner that was set up on that test stopped working. And then I reached out to them. We're having technical issues. Okay. 3 days later, then you get that message that's like, hey, we're shutting down the pool on it. And in their message, it's like, we figured out that we needed to upgrade our infrastructure and we can't afford to do that. So we're shutting down our pool. And it was like, wait, but what blew my mind was they had 0% pool fees now until Bitcoin hit 60,000. And it made me go, who in marketing just destroyed your company? Because pool fees help pay for infrastructure cost.
Yep.
And now you get zero. Like two people weren't talking here.
Well,
like accounting wasn't talking.
I don't know if it was you or when I was talking with DJ, but I was chatting with somebody and we were over by the Pega pool.
Yep.
Or maybe it was when I was hanging out with Nicholas, Space Design Warehouse. But anyways, someone I was hanging out with near Pega pool asked one of those people like, what's your fee? And they're like, oh, 0. And they're like, oh, well, how do you do that? And like, oh, we have a big runway. We can do this. It's just marketing, whatever. And they had this fancy like answer for how they could charge no money and make no money. And I was like, all right, I guess, whatever. And then sure enough, shut down.
Yeah, I mean, 0% pull fees are always a nice, attractive thing for like a week or two. Like as a promotion, get it 100%. But we understand as miners the cost of infrastructure. We get it. Operating expenses, holy cow, electric, like we get it. Like that, I totally understand. I mean, as I tell people too, I work with sponsors to pay my electric bill. Like that's exactly why I do that. Like I get it 100%. So for them, it's just like, holy cow. Oh yes. Go ahead.
When were they gonna? They said they were gonna do 0% pool fees until when?
Bitcoin hit 60K. Like what? What? Like
yeah. So there's the explanation right there.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll see.
Gotta love that.
Yeah. So and then Pegapool via BTC and NiceHash, and actually I've started to track it day by day, and Pegapool and via BTC were actually giving NiceHash a run for their money. I'll talk about this at the end of the month once I can show it all, because I talked with the NiceHash team because I've shared my results with them to get some understanding as to why these things occur. And they were telling me that they're on their marketplace side, they're in strong need for now more buyers because they've gotten all these miners over to their pool now. All these people have moved to NiceHash. So they have the supply, but they don't have the demand as much. So they're, whatever it was, like for my units, there was like 0.002, 3 zeros and then a 2 per day. It was now down to like, or 20, it was down to like 18. So like per day, that amount type of deal. So there was a significant loss, but it still kept them on par. So happy to hear that you're on NiceHash. That's a really good call, especially when they have the demand there. So, okay, so we talked about your hardware. And now let's go back to that strategy a little bit. So for mining for you, how's that changed from what you can remember from last year to this year at all from the mining side?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's certainly far more options this year. It has been kind of a nice little mini renaissance for proof of work coins, which has been great. We've had stuff pop up, new projects pop up, which has been a lot of fun. So you actually have some choice. There's been many more spec mining plays that I've been able to make. There's been actual stuff you can mine profitably, which is a wonderful change of pace because all of last year just about was, I mean, the second half of last year at least was all, ever since ETH went proof of stake, it's like the entire, evaporated. Profits were gone. All these miners tried to find homes elsewhere, and the entire crypto market was correcting, and so everything went down along with all these people trying to. So it's just a recipe for a lot of people, I guess, turning off their rigs and giving up. So it's been nice to have that change happen. But I think that we've now maybe hopefully passed through the rougher or worst part of this bear market in crypto winter. I truly think that $15,800 Bitcoin was the bottom after FTX, unless something like that happens again, which is totally possible. Could definitely happen. So I think because we have some of those events behind us, people's optimism is higher. People are getting a little bit more excited again. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed this with your channel and your audience, but I've certainly noticed it in Sleep Money Club and on my channel. When I talk about crypto, there's more people who are excited about it again. Not as many as there was, but I'm seeing more and more people showing up. So as a result, I am fired up about it too, more than I was a year ago. And so I'm, once a week, I'm exploring Bitcoin Talk, new altcoin announcement forums. I'm checking elsewhere on Twitter and various places to see what is being launched, what I can get in early, what I can throw my mining rigs onto that looks like it has some promise, but isn't maybe on an exchange yet. So there's no price.
That's like the key. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That was me and 𝗏𝐻𝐴 a year ago. I was mining that for several months before it even hit exchange.
Really? Wow. Good for you. That is impressive.
𝗏𝐻𝐴 was my first ever spec mining play I posted in Sleep Money Club. Posted it 3 days after they posted their Bitcoin Talk announcement.
Wow.
So right now I'm just kind of in a place where I'm fired up about this stuff again. Not that I wasn't once upon a time, but I just have a renewed passion for it, and so I'm exploring all the cool stuff that's out there. Some of it I think might have some long-term longevity. Other stuff I'm just like, I'm short-term profit thinking. Can I mine it now? Do I think it'll last at least a few months? Can I sell this, and then can I buy something I actually care about with those profits and stuff?
Yeah,
what about you?
That's awesome. Yeah, so for me, I think ETH was like the talk of the town, until we hit the Ethereum merge. I was very heavy on Ergo and Flux right after that, and they looked really promising. The price was good. I think I remember like Ergo was upwards of like 5 something, which was awesome, and I took profits then, absolutely, at that point in time. But I think after that is really been a, where do I go from here type of mentality. And what I mean by that is like, there was that lull after Ergo and Flux's, value went down, and it was like, well, what do you mine now? And it was heavy spec mining. And that's where I was for the longest time, of just kind of jumping around back and forth all over the place, not really sure where I wanted to be. And I think that's been something nice, I'd say, over the last few months, few weeks, where it's been, there's Radiant was in there, 𝗏𝐻𝐴 was in there, Dynex is in there, but Flux has stayed, constant for me. But it's been nice to kind of have those profits return to things. Now, we're not talking huge profits, but for me, it's worked out well, especially at 7 cents. It's worked out well. I mean, I know a lot of these people still 20, 25, 30 cents, it's still out of range, but that's worked out really nicely from me from a mining perspective, and definitely been something convenient at this point in time.
Yeah, even right now, at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, I think the cutoff right now might be like 7 or 8 cents if you just go by the most profitable on what to mine.
Oh, yeah.
No, you got to be 7 or 6 cents. You're if you're going by just the most profitable, at least on my GPUs, on what to mine, at 7 cents you're making a penny a day.
Ooh. Well, everything's down right now. Now is not a good time to gauge any of that.
Today is not the day.
Like don't load up crypto and go, nope, turn everything off. Like just power through 100%. Which is I
my
think
portfolio,
really, really good.
I think this week is down like 6 figures, I think.
Yeah.
It's a fun week.
Take that breath. Yeah, 100%. I think everyone's portfolio is down right now, so I get it. You just look at it and you close it and you move on with your day.
I've had worse drawdown. I don't really care at this point. I've 6 years into this thing, and I've watched my portfolio act like a roller coaster. I'm desensitized to it now.
That is funny. Yeah. So I would say. So for your strategy for this year from an investing perspective in crypto, has that changed at all from previous years? Like from the year before, have things changed at all? I mean, I know you're very heavy into passive income with nodes. Have you doubled up on nodes this year? I mean, I know you got a boatload in 𝐿𝐼𝐸. 10 master nodes, I think?
10, yeah.
Wow, that's insane. That must be very lucrative for you prior to today, of course, but that must have done really well for you.
Yeah, if the price hadn't changed when I first launched those, it would have been like $2,500 a month or something. So I think right now my extrapolated monthly projection at today's price is something like $1,500 a month or something like that in passive income. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a lot of the same things I've been doing. I like crypto passive income in general still. I like crypto utility nodes. I've also dipped my toes into mining projects. So I have a bunch of NFTs with fraction mining. I think I have 35 or so or 40 of those NFTs now. I also got in with 𝗟𝗏_mining_co. These are both NFT. You buy the NFTs and they mine Bitcoin and you get a share. So I'm just kind of hedging my Bitcoin mining bet. I've obviously, for better or worse, I put a lot of money into my Bitcoin miners. And if I bought them today, they'd cost a third of what they cost when I bought them.
Now's a great time to buy, guys. Great time to buy.
It is. The prices are amazing on the miners. But I have my own hardware, which I like, and I'm probably going to get some more miners here soon. I might get some XPs, or I might get wait for the S21s. Those are looking really sweet. But I'm trying to hedge that with some of these projects where I don't have any of the hardware myself, and I just get paid like a dividend for holding my NFT. Yeah, crypto passive income strategies, I'm still adding stuff all the time. I am trying to diversify all of it. I don't just do nodes, and I don't just do mining, and even amongst those they're very diversified. But I'm trying to do profit share kind of dividend style ones with NFTs and various things, or revenue share type ones. I'm in some trading bots. List goes on.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think that's an area that I'd love to get more into. Is I'd love to take some of the Bitcoin, like $5,000 in Bitcoin, and move it into nodes. I feel like that is one area that I don't have anything going right now, and I think that would be a great opportunity, is to get into those nodes because of the passive income. I mean, 𝗟𝐸_XE, I think, was a phenomenal win for you with the master nodes, and just traditionally. You've had several nodes with the master nodes. So traditionally, have you seen the nodes cause price appreciation like you did with 𝗟𝐸_XE?
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
I mean, it just depends on the timing and when they first, I think when Flux first launched their nodes, I think the price appreciated on that announcement, and then it corrected again, like after it's pretty normal crypto cycle stuff. 𝗟𝐸_XE definitely pumped when they finally announced nodes, and then when people saw how profitable they were, at least at the short time frame. So yeah, that definitely does. But also on the other end, once we had a new bull market, and you see how profitable the money things that they're spitting out, then it'll be renewed again, and the price will fly and stuff like that. But I am definitely a long-term thinker with all this. Like, again, Flux nodes are some of the original nodes I've run. I've run them since the day they launched. Back when a Stratus node wasn't called a Stratus node, it's called a BAMF. BAMF.
What is that name? How long ago was that? When was that?
I don't know if Dan's still in here, but I think it was 2019.
Wow. Okay.
I want to say, which I don't know if you know what BAMF stands for, but I'll keep your ad friendly here on YouTube. It required 100,000 Flux to run one.
Wow.
So this was before the Flux node halving. But anyways, I ran quite a few of those nodes and stuff at that time. And for a long while, because it was crypto winter, when they launched their nodes, they weren't profitable. I ran my Flux nodes for, I don't know, a year and a half, or at least a year, where they were either breaking even on my amount of Flux in terms of USD they were returning each month and how much I was spending on my VPS costs, or losing a couple bucks a month. But I didn't care about that. I just knew it was stacking lots and lots of Flux without me thinking about it. And I thought it was going to go up in the future. And there's several other projects I kind of did this with too. And then bull run comes around, Flux goes ape shit, and everyone's like, oh, I want one of those things now too. I'm like, well, it's good to get in now, sure, if they own some, but it was better a couple of years ago to like get in early and then now enjoy all this. So now I'm looking at ones that maybe even aren't crazy profitable right now, but I see some future potential to them, and I know I'll be rewarded in the future. But we had this last bull run, got people really spoiled on 100%, 500%, 1,000% APY returns and stuff. And I'm
crazy.
Like, you know, anything like 5% or over per year is, if depending on if the project has long-term potential or not, seems pretty good to me. And then if you can find some gems in there, give you a little bit more in the short term, that's cool too. But yeah, long-term accumulation mindset for sure.
I like it. I like it. Very cool. No, that's a great avenue to go. So guys, we're going to wrap this up here in just a minute. Let's take 2 questions from chat that Andy and I can discuss. So if you guys are interested, please go ahead, post 2 questions in chat for us, and we'll try to snag those and chat about those here for just a minute. I know you guys have posted a lot recently. Andy, if there was any that you saw earlier that you're like, oh, I like that one, we can definitely check it out. And we'll wait for you guys to post those questions. I will say the one thing that I heard you talk about, wrote off, and then came across it today was this. Let me bring this up here because I was like, I need to share this with people because this is awesome. So what would you call this? Spritz? Is that how you would pronounce this?
Spritz,
Yeah, let me get this up on here. So if you guys aren't familiar with what this is, explain to Andy what exactly this site is.
So Spritz, you can use your crypto to pay for bills and all kinds of things, or just to take your crypto out of the crypto world and put it in your bank account. But they also do onboarding of crypto too. So you can bring your USD into Spritz and then turn it into crypto and then send it to your crypto wallets and stuff pretty easily. They have all kinds of cool things where you can directly pay bills and various things. So if you have a bunch of crypto passive income coming in, or you're a miner, and let's say you want to pay your utility bill with your crypto directly, you can use it for that.
Yeah, it was something that stood out to me. I first went on here, came across it, and went, all right, so can I pay my electric bill with this? That was my first thought. Everything's always about the electric bill, right? So I was like, can I pay my electric bill? And they didn't, at this time, they didn't have this like digital credit card. It was just like they have a connection to pay the bill, and they didn't support my electric company, which is PPL. So there was a feature for them. They requested it, never heard anything. So I wrote it off. Whenever you did this video, like forever ago. And then the other day I was like, I should log in there. It was like yesterday or something. See if like PPL is supported now, and how they overcame trying to deal with all these different companies. I noticed how they overcame it. They came out with a digital credit card system. So the nice thing is I now have a digital credit card on here. Didn't have to do anything different. You don't have to apply for anything like that. And then I can front load crypto on here and then pay for things. And I'm like, this is genius. I love this. Pretty like, cool. This is pretty cool. Now, I haven't had to do that yet. But it at least is like a card up my sleeve, which is what I'm thinking about there. Is Spritz just for the States? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't see how it would be isolated. But like the card is completely legit. Like it's a Visa card. You get the full number, your name's on it. You don't physically get it. It's digital on their site. You don't have to apply for it. You don't have to wait days for it. It's just right there. It's registered to you. It has like your address on it and everything. It's actually really cool. So I'm eager to test it out here. I'll put a link in chat if you guys are interested. But I have to thank you, Andy, because you're the one who introduced this to me a while ago. And I was like, I got to give him praise for introducing that to me, which is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. When I first talked about it, it was US only, but they were wanting to expand pretty quick. So I don't know now if they are US only or not, but I'm sure it says on their website.
Okay. So question here was, is GPU mining or GPUs worth getting into right now? So I'll ask you that, because you've done ASIC, you've done GPU, you've done node mining. What is your thoughts on GPU mining right now today?
I'm curious to hear your perspective on this. My answer is, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I look at this very differently than probably most of y'all watching. I operate differently with this type of stuff. My mining stuff is solely, I really don't care about I don't want to mine unprofitably, because then I would just be better using money to deploy instead of wasting electricity and getting inefficient trade. But I use all my stuff speculatively. 95% of what I do is that. And so GPUs are one of the best tools you can have for spec mining because it supports the widest number of algorithms and you have the most flexibility. And I know prices of GPUs are not, they're at their low right now, but they're still significantly lower than they were during the bull run. When people were spending like $4 or $5 grand on a 3090 or something like that.
Is that insane?
Madness. I mean, if you're buying it to just like mine and have passive income each month, maybe not unless you have really good electricity rates. I wouldn't look at it that way. But if you're interested in like finding new stuff and then having the ability to have a tool to then mine it right away and things like that, then yeah, absolutely. I bought my GPUs before I had my current ones. I bought in the last bull run in 2018, and I paid way too much for them. But even so, I have spec mined a whole bunch of stuff, including Flux, back when it was called Zellcash, that have made me so much money from that return. So yeah, it was even worth it paying too much for them. So yes, get yourself some GPUs if you want to do some spec mining. But I'm curious your thoughts.
Yeah, so GPU mining is definitely your stepping stone for home miners. So like, I get it. You're not going to go out and buy full-size ASICs because not only is the cost, and now the cost is actually more obtainable as a home miner now. I mean, 16, 17, 18, $2 grand, stuff like it. The costs are insanely low versus go back to last bull run. It was like $15,000 or higher for an S19J Pro. It was totally out of range. Now they're actually within range there. But challenges with ASICs versus GPUs is like, where do you run them? How do you run them? The noise, the heat, the electric cost. It's just, that's the hard part. But where I always tell people to start is like, man, get yourself your first 6 GPU mining rig. And as you had said before, the versatility is awesome. With 6 GPUs, you're not breaking the bank on an electric bill. 6 GPUs, it's like, okay, you're going to add some cost, some expense to your electric bill. If you're a kid, or you're in high school, whatever, like perfect opportunity. Save up your money, buy some of these. Your parents' electric bill is going to go up a little bit, but that's the best time to, as you had said, spec mine. You could literally every month change what you're mining on your 6 GPUs and just build your bags. When it comes down to price with GPUs, right now is an awesome time. I mean, I'm still eyeing up 3070s for like $250. I'm not buying any GPUs right now, but I have plans to. Right now, most of my capital is going into the second shed that I'm building that I'll be filling with ASICs. But then I want to return back to my current shed, which will be half GPUs. Excuse me. And I want to double my GPU count. So I am bullish on GPUs 100%. I see the value of them. I think they're great. It's just I'm not there yet. I hope I finish my shed fast enough so I can get buy GPUs to get those built. So yes, GPU mining definitely worth it. I mean, you're not right now, unfortunately, with GPU mining, you're seeing cents per day. When it was the Ethereum existed and we were mining it, we were dollars per day. So it's a totally different discussion. And I think the cents per day is really the hard part because people go, I'm going to spend 250 on a GPU and then I only make cents per day. And that's really hard for people to grasp because they're looking at the short term.
Yeah. And better yet, if you're going to build a basic 4, 6, or 8 GPU rig just as a starter, throw in don't go crappy CPU. Build one around a nice mini core Ryzen, and then now you have GPUs that you can use for spec mining some stuff. And I have seen several interesting CPU only mineable proof of work cryptos launched in the past month or two, and now you have the ability to mine 2 things with the same rig speculatively at the same time, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Guys, we'll take one more quick question here. We'll wrap things up for tonight. Coming to hang out here with Andy has been a lot of fun. If you guys are just joining, we've talked about a lot tonight, so please go back, watch the VOD. We've kind of been all over the place, not on any set topics there. Let me know, Andy, what question you'd like to do for the second one. Feel free to ask in chat, guys.
I mean, if there's anything else that pops out to you, but we did kind of skip over talk about the S21 a while back. A couple of people were asking about that, and I am pretty interested in that.
Okay, go for it. So, what do you got?
Oh, I mean, I would love to know what your thoughts are on it, but I think that hash rate at that at that power usage seems pretty awesome. And I think the initial pricing I saw, which I believe, I don't know if Joe Cool is still in here, but he found it and posted it in Sleep Money Club. I think it was around $5,800.
Yeah.
So the price is actually a pretty decent rate for that level of efficiency. And this thing actually, in terms of efficiency, hash rate and power efficiency, beats out that crazy 𝗓𝗏 or whatever.
𝗓𝗏 miner.
𝗓𝗏 miner that we saw at Mining Disrupt that I honestly thought wasn't real. Because I'd never heard of them before, and they just showed up with this magic miner that was like half the volume of a normal ant miner and way more efficient. So yeah, the S21, I'm interested. I'm gonna take a look at those again, and I might want to add some of those to my repertoire.
Yeah, so I knew I had seen this image somewhere on Twitter, but I couldn't find it when we needed it, so I just went over to Reddit real quick. But yeah, so it's 210 terahash.
Look at that.
At 3150. So 3150 is kind of where we are right now anyway. Like we're already seeing that, everything's over 3000 watts unless you're running low power mode or anything like that. And then, but the terahash is 210, which is crazy because, so we talk about that a little bit and it's like, all right, well, let me think about that. It's like, I have in my shed right now, I have 3 100 terahash units that use that amount of watts. And this is a unit that will 50%, like for 50% my watt usage to get to that point of the 210. So it's like, dang, like it's the efficiency is there. So I'm happy to see the efficiency is there, but I also know like Bitmain's really had to do this. They've kind of been around that 100 mark for a while now. The network difficulty has gone up, the hash rate has gone up. So it definitely makes sense. The price point is a little rough right now at 5,800 when you look at but you really have to look at 2 things. Like, okay, I could buy 2 100. Like I bought 2 of my 100 terahash units a few months back, and they were like 1,800 each, and they go for even cheaper now. So it's like, okay, I could do 2 of these, but my electric cost, like that's the hard part. Is like, yes, I could buy 2 100 terahash units, but your electric cost is like double. It would be, a ton. So for me, the efficiency is king. We've all talked about efficiency during the bear market. The S21 just makes sense. You just have to be able to pony up the 5,800, but who knows what that 5,800 is going to look like if a bull run occurs in the next 12 months.
Yeah, because like I was looking at the XPs at 140 terahash, and those I think are like a 3068 watts or something like that at 140 terahash, and those are depending on where you buy them from, they're between like $38 to like $4,200.
It makes it a no-brainer.
So this new machine, it uses 80 watts more, but what is that? Let me see what that actual increase is. That is from 140 to you just said it. 50% increase in hash rate for only 80 more watts. It's like that is crazy. Now
you gotta buy some.
Unknown. I want to. I'm thinking about it. Now the unknown is, a few of the S19s, a couple models have had iffy reliability. So this is brand new. You're buying something right away. And Bitmain is also super spotty and sketchy when it comes to like doing warranty repairs and stuff. So there is that risk, but it's a very interesting prospect and it's a very cool machine. 210 terahash on air
Imagine like I was at the immersion farm with Musk Miners a few months ago, and they were telling me about the fact of that they're able to overclock up to 30% with immersion. Like that's, now you're talking even more like that, which is insane, where you could get to. I think last thing I'll comment on that too is like you talked about XP, right? And like the XPs were, so my understanding, and I'm not super technical in this aspect, but there was something about stacking with the chips. They were pretty much just taking like the S19J Pro series, stacking the chips, and that's why you got the XP, and it was very unstable and stuff like that. But the S21, my hope is it's a totally different chip. That's my hope. We don't know all the details, but my hope is it's a totally different chip so that it's like, okay, this is your next step. But it still blows my mind to think like, man, one company sets the bar. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like it's the entire market is controlled by one company.
Yep. It is interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on those. I might have to get some of those mining for me. Get those in the YFA passive income strategy going.
Yep.
Yeah.
I might buy one. That's a little much for me to buy more than one, but I might buy one. We'll have to see. And Azul in chat, thank you very much for the 5. Maybe those are rubles. Or no, you're from Brazil though. But either way, thank you. We just finished talking. We just literally talked about the S21. So rewind 5 minutes, and you'll be able to find all the details on there, which will be cool.
But if you buy one, it's going to be lonely. I feel like you have to buy at least 2.
Yeah,
so as a partner,
all right, so here's what we'll do, chat. I'll buy one, and then Andy can donate one to me, and now they'll have friends.
Here, I have a better idea.
Okay.
I know you're always looking for content and stuff. I'll buy some.
Yeah,
I'll send them to you. You put them in your shed, and you just cover the electricity, and I'll let you share the results of the experiment on your channel.
That's fine. Especially when my new shed is 4 cents. You're like, yes. Please.
I tell you what, I will pay for some of the electricity. You pay for the rest, and then you can still share the results. I mean, I keep all the Bitcoin, and they're still my miners.
Of course.
But you can make content about them.
So we'll actually have to see, because think of it this way: they're saying they're $5,800, right? But what are resellers going to price them at? That's going to be the big one, because it's going to every time it hits a reseller, it's like, ooh, the next shiny thing, and the price goes through the roof, and then you have to wait for it to settle. Or you can order through Bitmain, but who knows when you'll actually get it delivered? That's the downside.
Well, I mean, let's see what Bitcoin does in the coming weeks before the S21 releases. And maybe Bitmain's like, oh shit, gotta drop the price on these bad boys a bit, and then I'm very interested.
Yes, 100%. Well, chat, we're gonna wrap things up there. Please check. There's links down below to a lot of the things we talked about. If you guys are coming into this late or you're watching the VOD on Sleep Money Club, which is my new investing addiction. Thank you to Andy. We talked about Spritz over there. We talked about Andy's content. Lots of really good stuff today. It was a lot of fun. We were all over the place, but we had a really good time. If you guys are here and you haven't followed your friend Andy, please go over there and follow him on his YouTube channel. Lots of really good stuff. Andy, think it's going to wrap it up, brother?
Thank you for having me. Thanks for everybody watching, all the fun interactions and questions. This has been fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah. Let's do it again. All right. We might have him back. We'll see, guys. Depends. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Take care. See ya. Bye-bye.